is your song from me.
Hi, my name is Alberto Doest. I'm the author of the Universal Voice Guide and the founder of the Universal Voice Institute in Amsterdam. Today I'm gonna take you on a journey in a wonderful duet which have been broadcasted here in Holland with the Beste Zangers van Nederland, in which Floor Jansen appeared as a rock singer and my best friend and student Henk Poort as a classical singer. What is really extraordinary is that he tried to go into the metal sound for this particular duet with Floor. And they chose the duet of the Phantom of the Opera, the title song of the Phantom of the Opera, in which he played the Phantom for many years together with me as a singer when I was really young. And he makes a new version together with Floor in this Phantom of the Opera. Let's have a listen to it, and I will explain you during the listening and in between what's happening with these voices. What are they doing? How do they add their sound, their distortion, or whatever? Let's have a go and listen to how Floor and Henk sound. Already starts with a rocky metal drum section. It's head voice, mode 2, but listen to this. Wonderful how Floor sings everything in mode 2, her head voice. It's called mode 2 because the mechanic is stretched. Your vocal folds are stretched, her vocal folds are stretched in this way by the cricothyroid muscle. And because it's a movement, we call it mode 2. So it's dominant with cricothyroid muscle. She does it wonderfully. It's really a great job for a metal singer to do this beautiful classical sound as a Christine sound from the Phantom. But what makes it really special is that she mixes it in a lower range with a chest voice, mode 1, which is TA, thyroarytenoid dominant, so the bigger muscle of your throat is working for it. And she mixes it, and then it gets a more chesty sound, a more speechy sound. So the characteristics of the sound is that the first one is more headier, lighter, less loud, more vibrato, a little bit more dark. And the chesty voice, the speechy voice, is more normal, neutral. It's most of the time a little bit less vibrato. Now Henk takes over for his part, for the Phantom part.
Sing once again with me, a strange duet.
What Henk does is what we call a more classical approach. His part is a more classical singer maybe. So he sings for a lot of the time with his speaking voice, with his speech color, lightly darker with more vibrato. And when he goes up, it still sounds his speaking voice. So it's a classical speech quality character, as we would describe this. Very common, very how he normally sang the Phantom as well. I've done more than 250 performances with him, so this is a typical Phantom sound. We go on. What makes it special until here is that Floor sings still in mode 2, but she adds a lot of air to the voice. So it makes it more intimate, it makes it more special, and he sings a little bit more in a speech quality, speech character.
Your spirit and your voice in one combine.
Hear the guitar, the bass, it's really different than the original.
Inside your mind.
You can hear it's really the rock version, how this wonderful band accompanies them here. And they're enjoying it so much. What's this now? Distortion!
Fantasies you always know. That man and mystery were both in you. And in this reverie, where light is the light, the phantom of the opera is there inside your mind. Sing for me, my angel of music.
So what happens here is, in this part, he wants to give it some extra edge to make a little bit more raunchy. And therefore he uses this distortion on his voice. He still sings in a speech classical way, but he adds some distortion. And what happens on that moment is that the vocal folds reduce in their thickness a little bit, but by squeezing the false vocal folds, they go into a vibration mode as well. If you hear this normal singing with this, that's what we call distortion. The sound is distorted, makes it more aggressive, stronger. I don't know, whatever kind of word you want to use. So this is the technique what he uses. Slightly less loud, a little bit more compressed in the voice, false vocal folds, and then you get this distortion. Now watch the next and listen to the next part where Flo has to go really high. More mode 1 in mode 2. Now, mode 2. She sings an F sharp here. G sharp. He encourages her. D flat, he grunts. Sing for me. Watch this, listen. It's of course fabulous how Floor nails that D6, this high note, on a live stage, wonderfully done, and where he adds this speech grunt, growl under her to encourage her to sing for him. It's incredible. It's a wonderful performance. It's nothing to do with the style from the Phantom. It's because they liked to use their repertoire. Floor liked how Henk sang in the opera many years ago, and therefore they decided to take this duet and change it into this rock metal version. I hope by the explanation about what I told about lengthening the vocal folds for mode 2, what Floor mainly does, or adding distortion by squeezing a little bit on the false vocal folds, then you get this distortion. Makes it more understandable what's happening here. It's a wonderful job from them as singers, from the band who really makes this arrangement for this accompaniment in this metal kind of sound. Wonderfully done. A big thank you for what they produced here. It's wonderful to hear. I'm really happy for them, and I hope you got a little bit more understanding what they did in this performance and how to listen to it. In the next video, I will explain more about different kinds of vocal use, of the vocal folds, of the area, the vocal tract, etc., to get a little bit more understanding what's happening when big singers like these two, what they do and how they do it, and how you might be able to learn it. So thank you for watching and see you next time.
There is your song from me.